going to see it happen again in the NA scene.
Yeah.
Game 2 coming right up, guys. Let's see how this battle bus is shaping out to be.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully all the players thank the bus driver for working tirelessly, but now we are hopping into game number 2 on the North American scene.
I don't really thank the bus driver, to be honest with you.
What?
I don't. I always forget.
All right.
It's not that big of a deal, right?
Look, I'm just saying, if someone's working tirelessly, you just want to give them a thank. Look at all those thank yous. Space Lion did it.
I mean, he's dropping them to their death, so, like, I don't know if I should be thanking him.
All right. I'll give you that. That's fair. Okay, but here we go, seeing out the new bus. It's a low bus as far as the map goes, so players are going to have to go a little longer, stretch a little farther to get to that north half. Now, what I'm curious of, we kind of saw a little bit in Europe, was some players, some duos specifically, swapped up their landings.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see if how that develops over the course of NA. We're looking tilted towers. So my first question would be, those duos on top of Floating Island, is that Nick Mercs? Is that Aiden?
It might be. I think they're going out. They're going after each other, and they decided to pick a more neutral ground because Tilted seemed to be Aiden's like favorite location.
Yeah.
One thing I want to mention is they are actually here, and Hysteria is very weak right now underneath. Or he's on top. I can't see where Hysteria is.
Let's take a look. So I believe, yeah, he's just on the other side down a little lip there.
He's popping a med kit. He should be able to get the heal off. But they're putting pressure on Nick Mercs. Aiden is very weak.
Hysteria
They have
can't
not
even really
thirsted
help.
Nick Mercs yet, and they just did. Hysteria might be able to clutch this if he hits Aiden first. But they send Ambrew initially. He did take him out, so that was well played on Hysteria. 1 for 1, all right? So
1 for 1.
Nick Mercs took out Aiden the first time. Now Aiden's gonna bounce back a little bit, and I think these guys are just gonna land here for the rest of the tournament. One thing I want to mention really quickly that we haven't talked about is the battle bus is actually moving 25% faster.
Oh.
So these late game drops, they're not as bad because you'll get there quicker.
Yep.
So by the time you touch down, you won't be as behind compared to people who jump off right in the beginning. It's a good change. I think a lot of people like that. Flush Factory. I've never landed here before.
Really?
I mean, I've only landed here maybe for a challenge.
Okay. Yeah, Flush Factory is pretty good. Loot's pretty solid. It is on the corner of the map there, but Aspect and Zate have landed here as well.
They
Looking
can
to
control
challenge
the high ground.
Yeah, man, this is a tough spot. The circle is not that far. It's up by shifty shafts, so they really don't have too far to rotate. But it's Aspect and Zate.
Going up against Nick A30.
This is going to be a tough one on both sides, but look, I believe Colton.
Nick A30 took the high ground and put a lot of pressure on Aspect, doing some serious damage. He knows he's one shot because he hit him twice with the Silence Legendary Assault Rifle. He now has the low ground and he took a lot of damage.
They very quickly respond. Say, Nick, stop it.
Nick A30's partner, Bewitching Gamer, needs to come in and help him out because he just got knocked. Will he be able to capitalize? Nope. Now it's a 2v1 situation. And what's probably going to happen is they're going to play it smart. Zate is going to protect Aspect as he bandages. There's no reason to rush the situation. Bewitching Gamer seems to be staying. He might have had a chance to rotate out, but he decided to stay. And I think that might be a little bit of a mistake.
Yeah.
Considering it's a 2v1, you don't have shields, and it doesn't look like he has the best weapons.
Just a gray SMG.
Yeah, so I think he should have tried to maybe leave. I just don't see this going in his favor. Zate and Aspect are two insanely good players, and they're going to be very calculated about this. Even though it's a 2v1, they're playing very safe, and they're attacking him from different sides. Man. Getting some hits on him. He has no more materials left. That's an easy cleanup.
Wow. Dude, just the way that they oh, that's rough. That's disrespect.
-3 points for Aspect and Zate. That's tough, man.
I love the way that they kind of diverted his attention two different ways. He just didn't know where to aim. They just caught him off guard doing different things. Really well played there.
They respected the opponent up until they knocked him. They had
and then they...
Oh, so close. Kenneth hit some really good shots with the pump, but it just wasn't enough. He nearly knocked out that guy that was rushing at him.
Bold Naga, though, comes out on top. Now Sace.
Oh, smashing and Salty. Typical Gamer is putting pressure on these guys. I think Typical Gamer is solo right now. You can look at the map. He's the red arrow on the minimap. He lost his partner early when they tried to land at the Vortex. So right now he's just running around salty, trying to maybe pick off some people, but he's decided to disengage after these two guys showed up.
Yeah, that's a tough spot to be in. If you could catch someone off guard and take them down early, make it a 1v1, then it's kind of worth it. But Ops would just say, look, I'm going to live to build another day. I'm out of here. Let's take a look at some replays, though. Zexro and Rio.
Great shots.
Precision, man.
That silent heavy assault rifle is so good at that range. You just got to tap fire.
You talked about the spread specifically. If you're just careful and precise about how you're shooting, it's a laser beam. But now Reverse 2K and Rise.
And Reverse likes to land in Snobby Shores a lot. I've watched him in multiple tournaments, especially duos. He loves landing in Snobby, so he knows this place inside and out. I would be surprised if him and his partner don't take out Naka Ops. I think they already took out his partner, so they know he's here. They're going to put some pressure.
Okay, that was a grenade down low. Here's the thing.
Right behind him!
He saw him for a second.
He did take off some of his shields. It wasn't a clean shot, but it was enough to at least know that he has shields. And you notice that in these 2v1 situations, these guys don't just rush in, because even in a 2v1, it's very easy to make a mistake, run into a trap, and now you turn into a 1v1. We saw that happen multiple times in the previous competitions, and it can happen again here. But
he's trying to boogie
bomb.
He gets it.
He boogie bombed himself.
He's trying to run.
It's too late. Reverse knows he's there. I guarantee
enough.
you, Wheats was yelling on the mic, "We're both boogied. Hurry up. Take him out." It was a good attempt. Reverse was far enough away that if that boogie did not connect with him, he could have potentially gotten a clean headshot on Wheats and turned it into a 1v1. He didn't have a lot of health, so it probably wouldn't have gone his way, but he might have been able to secure an limb if he thirsted him.
Take a look near Dusty. Look how many players are here around. Cuddy and Salt are making their way out. K-Sid and Cowboy are making their way down toward Ghost, Sean, and Ghost Snood inside.
You see, all these guys are coming in because of the Vortex. They're going to it. They want to be near it, or they want to use it to rotate into the circle. That's why you're always going to see a congestion of players around here. Cowboy and K-Sid taking some fire from King Richard and his partner. Back in Salty Springs.
Horrify in a tough spot. He's being
2v2
pinned.
situation.
What can he do here?
He's just
That's a chiller that
holding
just went down.
left click, taking out Horrify. And
People
now
are slipping and sliding.
Litmate TV is going to go down 2. He just got hit with
the chiller.
ice trap.
He's trying to stop himself. Okay, he's like,
trying to, he might not get spent. Okay, I was going to say, if he moved too much.
if he's continued to slide, yeah.
Okay, so they have enough bandages, and they have a campfire, and they have a lot of loot. That's very close.
That would have been really fun. I'm not going to lie. But taking a look at this Margassi in one-shot girl replay. They find Clarify in Tilted Towers. Now keep in mind, one-shot girl is down, so Margassi is fighting by himself.
He has no materials, and he's in Tilted, which you're not going to get a lot of materials out of Tilted. Poach and Vivid against King Richard and the General. But let's not forget that Cease and his partner are still rotating from the Storm, and they're rotating right into this fight. Vivid is looking for the long-range pump shot to try to take some damage off. He has 4 shots in the quad launcher. He's going to try to maybe take the high ground or look for a different angle to use this gun. Look at these edits.
Oh, sneaky. Makes his way to... Oh, there's a rift
Rift,
right in
but
front
he's
of
not.
him. Poach and him need to go.
They both got it as the storm's closing.
And look, they can even use the vortex from Floating Island to travel even farther. There is a floating little rock there, chunk to their right. And they have their eyes set on the prize. They know exactly where they're heading off to.
There are going to be so many teams just south of Pleasant in that area, because you can see those teams that are flying through. They use the vortex, and they're going to land close to each other. They won't be able to get all the way into the circle, so there'll be some fights happening right outside of the circle, and then they're going to huddle up. As soon as they get in, they'll probably box in. So a majority of the players are going to be on that, southeast side of the map. So anybody on the northeast has a big advantage that they're not as contested.
Now Vivid's got 14 rounds in the quad launcher.
Vivid and Poach know this. They know the rotation is going to be like that, which is why they're setting up here. They're not even in the circle yet, but they're looking for people who are rotating into the circle. And they're being built up on by Aragon and B-Sox from Luminosity.
I mean, they've got that quad launch. They can make something happen.
Not notice.
It's not enough.
B-Sox is going to take Vivid down, and now it's a 1v2.
He's got the shockwave. Is he going to burn that now?
He might use it. He might use it to catch him.
Poach
he goes straight
running.
up and back down. He probably might use it again. While Aiden pushes him, he's probably gonna use it again.
Aiden responds with the builds though.
Where did Aiden come from?
I have no idea, but they are here and they're ready to play.
Aiden and his partner are now in the mix as well, and there's another team rotating away from them, down beneath.
They saw that and they were like, nah, we're good. But B-Sox still down low.
He caught Vivid off guard, or was that Poach?
Yeah, that's Poach up top.
So yeah, he caught Vivid off guard.
Man, yeah, Vivid made an edit and then B-Sox was just there, spraying him down. He cracked him with a shot there, down to 12 HP.
It's very easy to lose track of somebody, and when there's that many footsteps, it's very easy for them to sneak up on you like that. You can be as focused as you want, but sometimes you'll be focusing on too many things, and somebody will just slip into your box with a pump or a double barrel and take you out.
Zoof,
Myth and Zoof
hurt right now.
I think Zoof is down. He just got shotgunned by Yellow. Myth is popping. He has 3 big shields. He's choosing to pop the medkit first because he is a little bit higher. He doesn't really want to take any fall damage potentially. But he should be able to top off. And he's got 10 grenade launchers.
Oh man, that's HD down below. Thief's right around the corner with his duo. And Yellow is there as well, just like you called out.
0 limbs for Myth and Zoof right now. Myth, if he wants to turn this game around, he needs to start going for the limbs with the grenade launcher, try to put it to use. Play a little bit aggressive to replenish his materials, because right now it's going to be a wasted game if he goes down without really getting anything on the board.
Yeah, he opts to make the long rotation there away from those players. FaZe, Yellow, and HD just down below. Now he does have a little bit of an angle. Like you're saying, he could use that grenade launcher.
There we go. The grenade launcher's coming in.
2.
They're rotating away, and now they're getting shot in the back, and he's still throwing grenade launchers at them. Now they're getting pinched with grenade launchers and stink bombs. High Distortion is not very happy right now with this.
Oh, man.
Myth is still trying to bounce those grenades. He knows now. Myth at least knows that he has some help.
He's even firing at Thweepo.
He's firing at the help, but
he's like, look, all right, I see what you're doing. I'm also going to make you aware we're not friends.
It's disengaging, people flying over the top.
Oh, man, that's actually pretty dangerous if they decide to swoop
Replays
down.
with barely any help. Myth is going to ignore that.
Looks like he's going to try and get up to the corrupted zone. Doesn't look like there's any shadow stones.
He can still use the crater to bounce around and get closer to the circle. I think that's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to use this one, he's going to use the next one, and the
there's
third
a shadow
one.
stone right there if he wants to use it. Look, B-Sox and Aragon. So B-Sox and Aragon were separated, I guess.
Now they're back together. Some clean shots on Savage as he falls down, taking out 60 of his shields.
I mean, the loadout's looking real good. AR, double barrel, grappler,
really
minis.
Good close range, yeah.
Not a lot of mats.
The grappler's going to help him tremendously in that late game rotation. Finally, we see some teams putting some numbers on the board. 4 limbs for Knights, Zexro, and Creo, and 4 limbs from Margaus himself. 3 from Date Quan and his partner, Nox the Fox. And this is all entering the late game. So we definitely have seen an increase in the amount of limbs from the NA teams. That's great to see.
Now we start moving in to the last few circles of the game. Still 61 players, man. A lot of players, a lot of things can happen. Ghost Aiden finds an elimination there. Joseph is cute, is down right down there. Let's take a look at some of these replays. This was Margassi's 4th elimination.
Just sneaking through with the double barrel.
Finds it.
2 clean shots, and that's going to be the effective range of the double barrel. You got to be right in front of your opponent to make it work. If you're even 1 step away, you're not looking at the damage that you want to deal.
And it poached just right here in front of you. Margassi probably does not want, that's not the guy you want to be gatekeeping you right now. It's not poached. It could be anyone else. Tifu and Cloak up top as well.
Margaus has a really good amount of materials because of the limbs that he's acquired. So I think he's fine on the rotations. He needs to be careful not to get lasered. TFU and Cloak, you can tell their playstyle. They typically like to hold that high ground kind of 1-by-1. And TFU has the sniper rifle in his hand. You got to be careful on these rotations. I don't think they know he has a sniper rifle, but if they do, they got to be extra cautious. He's going to drop down because they shot a couple rocket launchers at them. And he's going to top off his shield. They're looking a lot better this time around in terms of loot. Last game, they both were missing shields. They had materials, but they just didn't have enough health, and it kind of ruined their rotation. But now they're looking a little better. Still 0 limbs, so they spent most of the time just farming and looting, and hopefully it's going to pay off for them.
I'm loving the loadout, man. 3-2 split, 3 weapons, 2 utility items, 6 stink bombs. And
they've got a Rift to go.
Oh, man,
so they'll make an easy rotation out of here. Even though there's still 57 people alive, TFU and Cloak are definitely happy about the position they're in. The circle is finishing up near the hill. You got to be careful here. I don't know if they're going to choose to rift or if they're going to rotate manually. I think they are going to rift, yeah. So he's getting ready to use the rift and then pick up the med kit. That way he can still have an inventory slot. If you use it right as it's about to go off, you'll be able to do that.
Look at that on the right.
Shots coming in from Baldy and his partner. They're going to land right next to them and just take that low ground. The only thing about the low ground here is TFU won't be able to utilize his heavy sniper as much as he would like to, but he can still edit windows out from the side here and shoot down at people that are beneath him. Or he might go for this crazy play and try to...
Can you imagine?
Oh,
he's got the stink bombs as well.
He does have the stink bombs, but they've built out a little bit further away. And I think he's trying to wait to see if he can locate where they are exactly. The stink bomb is going to force them to move, and he's probably hoping that they either drop or start building in a way where they could potentially take the high ground from them. Because I know they want to take it. They definitely want to utilize TFU sniper.
I think he saw some of the tracers, so he knows roughly where they are. Now he's just going to, like you're saying, look down below, see what there is to see. I mean, and that's the thing, man, is TFU likes to build spaceships. So you got like the 2x1 with the roof corner pieces from top and bottom. He's on low ground. He can't really do that right now.
Spaceline and replays putting some pressure on this opponent. Nearly has him down. I'm pretty sure he just lost to the storm. Liquid Poach goes down, and they're going to miss that elimination, which would have put them one step closer to getting that second point. They have 4 right now. That is so unfortunate that the storm stole their kill. Replays is kind of healthy, has extra minis. Once him and Spaceline link up, he'll probably drop him 2 of his minis. Spaceline needs to just make sure he doesn't get shot once. If he gets shot once, he's gonna go down. That is so unfortunate. They hit him really hard, and the storm just came in right after.
I believe it ticked twice, and then that was pretty much it.
Yeah.
Yep. Look up top, man. Animal, Kiwi Face, Action,
and there's a team
check.
Right below them, but they're hanging off.
And
they have to make the longest rotation. Look at the circle right now.
Oh, man, I don't know how I feel about this. I'm glad they're getting down.
Yeah, they should be able to get down here. But they got to be careful because the other team looks like they're rotating later. But look, they're rotating very early with 40 people left. And that can be beneficial, but it also can be bad. Because rotating late, everyone's rotating, so it's easier to slip by. But they could also get focused really hard.
You did see the player on the left there. The tricky part, Cypher, is that they have to make the rotations up on top of the mountain.
Man, these mountain
tough to do,
finishes are so tough. If you don't have the resources or the utility for it, you end up going down so easily. They put that trap down to prevent the other team from hopping down on them, and they're holding down their shotguns and SMGs. Both teams are trading fire. It looks like he wants to make an aggressive play because they did have a favorable turnout in that exchange. Night Zero and Creo, they're going to put their own pyramid down.
Ooh, wall goes down.
They might try to go from underneath and try to knock him down from underneath. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, and he places the trap. He's like, no, I'm going to drop you down on here. Come on down.
And they're in the circle, so these traps, they could potentially come into play even later, you know? They could rotate away from here, and someone could be running by and walk right into their trap.
Floor there. 45 players remaining in the lobby. A lot of them struggling to make the climb up the mountain.
You can see some people making that really late transition to the mountain, and they're fighting each other while doing it too.
And right now we just see 4 eliminations, the highest across the scoreboard. Limbs spread out across the way.
Daquan and Noxafox with 4 limbs as well now.
And now, man, this is where things are going to get really scary, right? We're finally going to get safe on top of this mountain.
It's gonna go off the mountain.
Yeah, and that's when things are going to get very crazy. Look at that.
NateHill,
Look how far away.
Ninja just knocked out LG B-Sox and eliminated him with the SMG, so he thirsted him. B-Sox now down.
Lane takes out replays as well.
Ninja and Monster with 2 limbs currently.
NateHill and
There's
Symfuhny
a
up
lot
top.
of potential here. Somebody could pop off. Aragon goes down. Morgauss with 5 limbs on his own. The champion of PAX West coming out. Oh, the grenade launcher. Nearly taking him out. He's panicking a little bit. He needs to get out of here. The storm is going to eat him alive if he doesn't.
Oh, it might be too late. No, wait. Did he? 3 HP. Can
3
he still do
HP.
this?
He needs to go.
He can do this.
Grappler,
Oh.
no! They were so close. I feel so bad. He needed 1 more limb to secure that 2nd point. That grenade launcher just ruined his day.
Putting in so much work by himself. But now look at this, man. We're thinning out the lobby. We're down to 30 players. Creo and Zexro trying to make rotations.
Creo and Zexro are both very healthy right now, have a good amount of materials. Got a clean shot right there. I think they're gonna settle for the low ground, the ultimate low ground, to avoid confrontation. And now people are trying to transition into, if they don't have the limbs, they might. Oh,
not like this. Not like this.
Made a very fatal mistake. Him and his partner, Daquan, going down.
Monster has gone down as well.
Ninja should be able to save him here if he doesn't get pressured. They have 3 limbs. Currently, the team with the most limbs that are still alive is Knight Zexro and his partner, LG Creo. 4 limbs each. Daquan and his partner had 5 before they went down. Ninja putting some pressure, has barely any health left. Monster is down.
Once. It
goes for the 1v2, but it just was not enough.
NateHill and Symfuhny, though, they're still alive. You can see it doing just down below.
Low on materials, but still healthy.
Oh, man.
Has to make a rotation. I think NateHill is going to be looking for some limbs. 5 limbs.
Oh, my gosh.
From Night Zero and Creo. And that's going to be it. 2 teams go down with 5 limbs each.
Oh,
look at this
they
double
surprised
team.
someone. It's Base Soldier.
They are so coordinated. Oh, they're looking for more. They might pop off here if they play this right. Now NateHill's looking at 550 wood.
Right around the corner.
Great shot. Storm is closing in. He needs to keep moving. All right, they are in the circle now. Okay, you got to watch out for these guys.
Dude, look how they're moving in tandem.
They are fast and they're accurate, and they seem to be playing extremely tight. They both are so healthy because their positioning is so well together right now. They're not leaving each other's side. They're shooting these same opponents, and they're just so coordinated with the builds. They only have 3 limbs right now, but trust me, they're going to get a lot more.
That's another. Tifu is still alive.
I won't be surprised if these guys come out of here with 8 or more limbs.
Tifu
was lost in the storm. I wonder how many limbs they had before going down. They had 1 limb, unfortunately. They were playing it a little too safe. Someone is in their box. They're both shooting them together. 5. Is that their 6th limb or their 5th?
That's their 5th.
5th limb. Yo, you do not want to get in front of Symfuhny and NateHill. These guys are a double teaming machine.
Skatch goes down there. The song.
He's got the rocket launcher. He's gonna try. He might try to drop somebody down with the rocket, and then NateHill's gonna finish them off. Look, they do have a campfire. They do have a med kit. They can go for the heal off if they choose to do so, and I think they will eventually. But right now, it looks like they're looking to secure their 6th limb before going for that.
They're ready for the heal off. You see, they've got the.
One of them will heal, and the other one's gonna go look for the 6th limb. NateHill will stay back.
There's so much happening. 72 hours knocks someone.
You know what? They might just go. They might just go for the limb, and I think NateHill might have accidentally put the campfire down a little bit too early and out of the way. He's not going to be able to even utilize the campfire. It's a bit of a misplay there, and they might just be going for the win. So Symfuhny's going to just stay here, and he's going to keep turbo building up top to make sure that nobody comes in. There we go. They got the heal off. Now they're going to try to go for their 6th limb. Somebody just went down. Was that for their trap?
Yeah, no, it was not.
It was not, unfortunately.
Players being knocked out by the storm. NateHill by himself. Is it enough?
Takes the win. Victory Royale and 5 eliminations for NateHill and Symfuhny. Those guys were playing so well together, moving so close, both calling out targets, both shooting the same target at the same time. That was the best synergy I've seen from any duo so far.
And you saw even when they felt pressured, the moment that NateHill disengaged and built the 1x1, as he's building the roof, Symfuhny's already falling in, ready to reassess and evaluate. So, wow. That was quite the showing from the duo. That is going to be, so I believe 5 points. They got the 5 eliminations. Oh, no, they got 5 eliminations, right?
Yeah.
So they're at 1 point and 3 from the victory out. That is 4 points hitting the board for them here in game number 2.
See, nobody got 6 elims.
I know. What's going on, man? What do you think's happening?
I thought they had it. I think if the game had gone a little bit longer, they were going to get it. They were getting in that rhythm, and they were getting confident. They were taking out teams left and right. If that circle, if there was like a couple more circles left, they would have been the team to get the 6, 7, or 8 limbs. I called it earlier, but unfortunately the game was already ready to be over by the time they started popping off. Just, you know, NateHill and Symfuhny, you guys are both slayers. Go out there, do your thing like you just did, except start it a little bit earlier, get 8 limbs, and get that win. That was really fun to watch them just be so close to each other. It's almost like they're the same person.
Yeah.
But just 2 of them, side by side.
It's interesting comparing them almost to the likes of, like, Kinstar.
Yep.
I
Kinstar and TC were close together as well.
Yep.
And they both did really well, and they both, they got the 11 limbs, and they had a few games where they had a lot of limbs. Expect NateHill and Symfuhny to come out after this game, carry that momentum over, and try it all over again, and hopefully go for a high limb game.
Yeah. Let's take a look at some of the replays coming out of this last game. This is game number 2 of the day. And this is what we're talking about, man. We're ready for the action to heat up. And, I mean, North America, they turn it on here in game number 2. We still have 4 games left to play. Man, oh, man. I mean, Margassi, man. Losing one shot girl very early on and still drops 5 eliminations in that game by himself.
And almost made it out. He almost made it out. Very, very close. It was an unfortunate grenade to take out his health. But he did so well by himself.
Here we go. He finds that was his 4th elimination. There was action happening pretty much non-stop all over the map at different points. Man,
look at this, just both running through everybody. They're both thirsting at the same time, looting. NateHill takes the win, even though he almost fumbled it a little bit at the end there. You saw he placed that campfire way too early. It was completely wasted, but fortunately for him, nobody else had more heals than him.
Yeah, that's true. Well, that is going to wrap up match number 2. For you guys at home, how have you been enjoying the action? We've got 2 games on our belt. Hit us with that hashtag Fall Skirmish. Let us know your thoughts. How are you enjoying the game? What has Cypher been teaching you? Tell us how he's helped you level up your gameplay. And if you're new and you've never watched Fortnite, hi, this is Cypher. You should just watch him outside of this, and he can help you get good. With that being said, my friend, we've got 4 games left to go.
And these first 2 games are usually like a little bit of a warm-up game for these guys. Game 3, Game 4, 5, and 6, it's gonna be straight fire from these guys. I guarantee it.
Yeah, I honestly don't even see these guys slowing down. You know, we're starting to ramp up for sure. We saw a little bit of slowdown in EU. They slowed their play just a tiny bit, cost some teams, but I think you're right, man. NA is going to bring it. With that, though, we've got standings. Let's take a look and see where the teams are coming out of match number 2. So with that, NateHill and Symfuhny, they're tied with Liquid, 72 Hours, and Chap. That Victory Royale helps them edge them out, so now they're in first. Now keep in mind, 72, Chap, they're right behind them tied. Tempo and Geomock in 3rd, Guifo, Colton in 4th, and Spaceline in replays coming in that 5th spot. Also keep in mind, it's only the top 10 duos that place in the money. So Science TV and Clarify, they're just pushing out Triz and Babe Jesus.
And just 4 points for first place. That's really not a lot. So don't even be surprised if like the people who are in 1st, 2nd, and 3rd right now even fall out of the money potentially by the end of this.
Yeah.
You can get a lot of points if you go for those elims.
Now keep in mind, we do still have the Royale flush on the board. You know, if we see a duo drop 8 eliminations and a Victory Royale at once, you get an additional 2 points. There'll be 8 hitting the board. We haven't seen one yet. We got kind of close. NA, we're looking at you. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a 5-minute break. Get up, find a snack, find something to drink. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this.